Drop it. Drop it.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Pops and Drops podcast. On this week's episode, we have Blerd, who's been DJing in Portland for about a year and a half. He just came off of an amazing gig at Realm, and he's originally born in Haiti. Hey, how's it going?
Doing good. I'm doing good. Happy to be here.
Yeah,
Awesome.
happy
Yeah.
to have you, dude.
Yeah. He's also going to be headlining our Tech Tonic Thursday this upcoming Thursday, so we're really excited for that. What kind of got you into DJing in the first place?
My best friend actually, he introduced me into it because he was like a vinyl DJ and he was changing into digital, so we started kind of learning together
That's
the
really
digital
cool.
aspect of it. So, and I was just in a very like transitional period in my life, so I like had nothing really going on. I didn't think it would take me anywhere or anything. It was just like, okay.
Vinyl DJing is very scary to me.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Have you done? Did he teach you how to do it at all, or did you get to play around doing it?
Well, vinyl or digital?
Vinyl.
No, I haven't like tried that at all. No,
It's
no, I
so
definitely
scary.
want to learn it, but no, I
Yeah.
haven't even tried that at all.
Do you have a pretty cool moniker? How did how did Blurred come about?
Um, it's interesting because the name has actually been in the African American vernacular since the 80s. It's it's a portmanteau of black nerd put together,
Oh, okay.
and it's basically was usurped to describe any black person that is into nerdy things or things that were considered white or nerdy,
Hmm.
comics, manga, things like that. So it's been around since the 80s, and it was like I went through a few different names, just like, and then like I wanted to have something that like had history to it because
Yeah.
that's kind of important to me. I love history,
Hmm.
just the history of music and things like that. So that's integrated into that, and like that makes a lot of sense. That like and it's something that my name I never really have to explain to my own community, which is interesting. So, but kind of a call to like that history and understanding of who I am as a person and the things that I love, and just wrapped into that, and it made perfect sense.
That's
Yeah.
that's awesome.
So,
So, do you draw like a lot of your inspiration from comics or I can't even say it.
manga,
Manga.
Manga. Gee, our kid loves it.
not really like musically, no. Like I did have a lot of ideas of like being that DJ that like incorporated like kind of like nerdy like sounds and things like that into sets, but I'm just like I don't know if I really want to like be that person. I think like the music would get lost if I did something like that, you
Yeah.
know? So like it's kind of incorporated in my style, like and like I love have a lot of graphic tees like Pokemon and things like that. So like when I first started, I like people recognized me because I always wore a hat with Batman's logo on it.
Nice.
So like I just kind of like leaned into that in terms of like my physical appearance and less
Hmm.
so in the music. So
You said you had
yeah.
a couple monikers before Blurred. What were those?
Oh, jeez. Honestly, I don't even remember right now. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they were bad.
Have you had any like really memorable like sets or shows that like really like stuck
Oh,
out? Like
jeez.
either this was awesome or this was crazy or anything like that?
I mean, my latest one at Realm was like unbelievable.
Yeah.
But I think before that, the kind of pivotal one was when I my debut at the Den this summer
Mm.
for the Uplift event, um, and how that came about. That was actually my very first gig was supposed to open for Derek Carter,
Oh,
and that just kind of fell through mostly because of me and my imposter syndrome. But um, so I was given another opportunity to do a pop-up party um, there and open for that. So like I leaned into that. I think that's like that was a very pivotal moment for me because like given being able to have another opportunity to
Yeah.
DJ at a venue I always wanted to do,
yeah.
right? Like I leaned into like this wide range of sounds with house. Like the crowd was really loving it, feeling it, and dancing to it. Like it was like, and I had great support, show up for me, and like um, it was after that moment that like that was kind of like an audition.
Yeah.
Well, I treated it like an audition because it kind of was because like that was kind of led me into opening for Howl at the Den
Yeah.
Oh,
this
okay.
past October. So like yeah, it was so well received and like it was the vibe. Like the Den is a very unique space for music,
Yeah.
and it it just fit. Like I mean, I don't think my style would fit everywhere. Like I don't think I would ever like do 45 East. So, but like, not that I would really want to, but like, like it's all about like where you fit the best, and
Yeah.
like the Den has been like the venue for that for me.
Hmm.
Of like when I started getting into the scene, it was the 45 East was actually the first place I went to, but the Den was actually my first major event, their whiteout event um, in February of last year, and like just like the overall vibe and the the crowd, it just draws a different crowd,
Hmm.
right? It draws a crowd that like I connected with. It draws people that I connected with. There's actual like living out plur there, so people really like respect your space or respect you, and like really like there's amount of care. So the Den just brings in a very different energy
Hmm.
than most venues. So like I've just seen some really great shows there too from DJs that I like really admire, especially in the house, in the history of house,
Yeah.
and techno. So um, yeah, but the Uplift event was a very pivotal moment for me, like at least this year. So it was probably one of my favorite sets.
Do you just create a playlist and then just go and completely read the room, or do you kind of plan and
Um,
structure things out?
it's kind of interesting. Like I never actually planned, even when like my mixes on my Mixcloud. Every time I do it, I like create like I have a vibe that I want to go for,
Yeah.
Hmm.
and then I just like just create the playlist out of that. When I was first starting to do it, I kept was capped at like 23 tracks in the playlist, about an hour long, um, and like I just like it, a lot of it for me in the beginning of it was just sound exploration and
Mm-hmm.
seeing like how everything just comes together, right?
Yeah.
Um, I didn't really have like a set sound yet at all. I was just like, doing all types of different things, right? And seeing how they all come together. But the important part of me was the lessons of learning, of understanding how to um, create a journey and a story within
Yeah.
it, right?
Big time.
And so the more I did it, the more I became intentional with track selection. And also, um, like most DJs, we get caught up in the goal of becoming the touring festival DJ,
Hmm.
right? Every single one of us get caught up in it. But I was fortunate enough to kind of like be that one that kind of outgrew that mindset of that being a goal. I mean, that is an awesome and noble goal, right? But I kind of grounded myself in this, okay, what can I do realistically locally right here,
Yeah.
right? How can I navigate this minefield of an industry
Yeah.
locally, right? And just watch it grow and just see how people move and talk and interact and things like that.
Hmm.
Um, so like that kind of led me to understand like how to build my set. So when I do it, I just pick a bunch. And now I'm at a point where I'm up to like about 60 in a set, right? And I then my process is depending on what the venue is lately, I either like I just create 60 different sounds, and I go through and listen to them all and create the one and pick the ones that are all that sound alike that will fit together and put them in a new one, right? And just kind of like uh, edit that way. And then when I finally have uh, a story that I want to tell, I listen to the tracks over and over again, over and over again, over and over again. And in my head, I can piece together the first two and the ending. That's all I do. Everything else in the middle, I just wing it. And that allows me to like not overthink at all and allows me to be creative, right? And do a lot of creative things. Um, was like, so the uplift was the first time I actually kind of like I had these tracks, and I created a set, but like I kept jumping out to different past ones, right? That would fit. Even though I had this one set, I was just like, you know what? Like this track will be great next. But I had to like jump into a whole other playlist I created for it,
Yeah.
right? And it created a very different, consistent vibe that worked a lot better than what I initially created. So I think it's a lot of fun to kind of like just be unpredictable in that aspect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are there stories that you've told a couple times, like multiple times, that's kind of dear to your heart, or just kind of new story every time?
It's a new one. It's a new one every time. Like,
Yeah.
because the more I discover different sounds, the more the journey changes every time, right? Like for Tabor Dance, it was something very specific that I wanted with house. And it was this very, ironically, I called the playlist Realm of House. But uh, it was a very specific kind of like worldly cultural side. I've always been the type that like I want to play what I don't hear, right? So there's a lot of aspects of house music that are not played
Yeah.
Yeah.
at all. That just like became underground and all that, and it's just like you got acid house, like Jack and House, Electro House. Electro House has actually changed into uh, a whole kind of different sound, but like what is new for the crowd is just originally what it's always been, but is never played, right?
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun to just kind of like really like dive deep into like different sounds and having the opportunity to like play it. And it's risky to do stuff like that because you never know how people are going to react. Like, you know, we've gotten so this with festival culture, it made everybody's ears attuned to the same thing,
Yeah.
right? And so and I feel like with a lot of these people, they're not hearing a journey. They're just hearing banger after banger after banger, and it's just like, well, there's no like story being told, and then like nobody's dancing anymore. So,
Yeah.
and like there's this feeling like everything is like, oh, this feels like a concert and not like an actual like the DJ creating the vibe and telling a story and um like turning it into a real experience.
Yeah.
So
And making them actually feel the music.
yeah.
Yeah.
But electro house is a very distinct, like bouncy electronic sound,
Yeah.
right? So it's just like I feel like they're just categorizing anybody into anything right now and not even really understanding why.
Yeah. They're also like people keep coming up with new categories like every 20 minutes.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
there's a lot of that too.
What's something that you wish that you knew when you first got into the industry? Or is there anything that if you could go back and tell yourself?
Um, if I can, oh, when I first got in this, I had no idea how caught up you could become in everything. No idea, right? And this life is incredibly addicting. If I can go back to my old self and I would warn myself of this. Because like I really, really would. It's incredibly addictive. It's more addictive than like you can get caught up in so much drugs, alcohol, and then like you turn into a person that you never thought you would be,
Yeah.
right? And like, and even in outside of that, you can go through things that are very personal and like you, it the music scene suddenly turns into uh, it no longer turns into a therapy session, but an outlet for the things that you go through in your personal life.
Mm-hmm.
And that ripple effect can cause so much harm to others, right?
Yeah.
So I like, but the hard thing is growing out of that.
Hmm.
I'm constantly trying to, you know, just giving up on a lot of the things that I've done, like, like drinking and the drugs and all that. It's like, it's, that's an ongoing whole other struggle to
Hmm.
go through because it's so easy to get wrapped up in it. It really, really is,
Yeah.
and just figuring out like who you are. Because like I've evolved in the past year and a half, but like when you're wrapped up in that life, it feels like you're just like devolving yourself,
Yes.
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know?
we were actually just talking last night about how much more peaceful our life was 6 months ago when we weren't like so into the scene.
Yeah,
Being
Well, we
able
yeah.
to
were when
And
spend
we
time
like
with
weren't.
our family, our
and
kids, and our
and it
animals.
Yeah, when we weren't
and it's
going
wild.
full steam ahead.
Oh,
Hmm.
Yeah, it's very difficult to not get caught up.
Or even other stuff that isn't, yours, you
yeah,
can get caught up in.
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's difficult to navigate sometimes, but
It
It is.
is.
And then it's also there's like that feeling of like being alone because when you're out there doing it, there's nobody really there like saying, "Oh, you should stop." No, they're just like you're one minute you're like at at the den, next minute you're at an afters. You know,
Yeah.
hmm.
like it's just like and like it's like it, it takes a lot of willpower to just stay home no
Hmm.
limits. And I don't think people understand how difficult that is, right? So like that is one thing I would like tell myself starting out to just like, be careful. But like also look at it like it also feels like another rite of passage because I've heard other DJ stories, DJs I really admire, like Black Coffee, like
Yeah.
he damn near messed up his whole life because of the whole partying thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like really, really. And his bounce back has been incredible. Now he's like one of the highest paid DJs in the world,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? But he literally lost everything because of it,
Well,
Hmm.
right?
it's the hero's journey too.
Yeah, yeah.
Um.
And it's like it's an interesting rite of passage, but like not everybody goes through it because some people that like I know can be like, I'm just at home just producing music, and that's what they do. Like I did that stuff already, you know. And I think once upon a time they did get wrapped up in it, but they learned how to be like, you know what? I
Yeah.
don't really like need to be out all the time. And
Yep.
You.
That's me.
in
That's me. I don't like ever. That's me, man. I'm like, I
yeah,
just want to stay at home and sit in my studio.
yeah,
But I wish that I could like poof on stage and then poof back to the
yeah,
studio.
yeah,
That would be ideal.
Realistic.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I know you talked about building a story within your sets.
yeah.
And you talked about the kind of how much house has influenced you. And that kind of seems to be your main focus. How would you describe your sound to those people who've never heard you before?
Um, that's interesting. Like I try to try to find a balance of adhering to the original sound while also keeping it very familiar for the ears.
Yeah.
Like if I played too much of the original house tracks, that would lose people. You know, there's been so much that has been remixed,
Yeah.
right? When it comes to like the original house songs, um, it makes it kind of easier
Hmm.
to kind of introduce people into that
Yeah.
because I don't think like people really realize if like you have a DJ that's not doing like popular people like John Summit or Side Piece or anybody we see at these venues, right? And you have a DJ that actually like will, or producer, sorry, that will do tracks that has a very like distinct like lyrics and things like that. 9 times out of 10, it's a remix of a classic house track, right?
Yeah.
Um, and but there's a lot of DJs or producers out there that are doing that people don't realize because they're not played, especially here in Portland. They're not played, um, and it's it works in my favor because I can give somebody something that feels very new, but I know
It's not.
it's
Yeah.
not. you know, you
Yeah.
know, and I think like that's kind of the fun of it. It's almost like reintroducing something to an audience that just doesn't know. Like it is risky, but it's way more interesting
Hmm.
to do something like that. It's like if you don't take risks, then like what am I doing?
Yeah.
Right? As an artist, right? It's important to take risks. I've had a lot of people in my ear like, "Oh, you should do this," and "No, you got to play this." And like starting out, yeah, it was fun to kind of like play those tracks out and everything. But I'm like, everybody's doing it,
Yeah.
Yeah. You
right?
got to do
There's
you,
so many
man.
Everybody's
overplayed
doing it.
songs.
Yeah. Big time.
Yeah.
You
Like
gotta
the
fully dive into yourself and let
yeah,
that come out.
right, right. And I feel like a lot of people don't do that introspection journey of finding out their sound
Yeah.
because it's very easy to just like go on Beatport and pick out the top 40
Hmm.
and put them in your set. But the problem with that is that what really changed me was being at an event and hearing two DJs in a lineup do the same song.
Yeah. We
Oh,
have.
Exactly.
oh man, that made me
And
so
and
mad.
Yeah. We've talked about that
Oh,
a bunch. That's the other thing a lot of the times when I'm closing, I'll be listening to everybody else's set, and I'll be like, "Oh crap, can't play that, can't play that, can't play that," and I'm winging it anyways. Usually at the end, so it's not a big deal to me. But when DJs have a super planned out set, and someone goes on before them and they play the song that's already in their super planned out set, some DJs just play that song anyways, and I like, no, no,
yeah,
don't play the same song.
yeah,
Like it's
actually, the headliner at little festival that we went to,
a
I'm not
little
going to name any
festival.
names, but they played the same song as like two artists before them, and
Yeah,
I was like, "What the heck is going on?" That gives me pre-recorded set vibes. It
yeah,
gives me they can't read the crowd vibes. It's not
yeah.
right.
yeah. We've
Change
And
it up.
they're not digging. They're
Yeah.
not
yeah,
digging. Yeah.
yeah.
And
And you have
the
to have backups, and you have to read the audience and read the room, and like it's whatever. I don't want to ruffle any
yeah.
feathers, but like, it bothers me too, man. I get it. It definitely.
It is frustrating, but what I've learned is to take that frustration and put it in my sets,
Yeah,
right? I think like
yeah,
the more I I never thought that I would be what happened last Wednesday would ever happen, right? Never thought that. And like when I got that opportunity, I knew I was like, I need to do something that is going to be vastly different. I
Hmm.
need to give these people something an entire hour of something that they've never heard before,
yeah,
right? Like, and like that was so important to me, right? So just understanding that it's like educating through sound,
hmm,
right?
yeah,
That was the most important thing. Like, you're the most memorable person is the person that does something different. So, like, I was in a lineup of some heavy hitters. That,
yeah,
a lot of them were my friends, love and respect, and like I was on there for a reason, and they all knew I was gonna like bring something very different to the table, right? So like it was very important that I'd kind of adhere to that. But like even that original set that I played out that night went through a lot of growth and changes. We went through a lot before it. before I ended up with that, and I had some help too. But it it it's important for me to like continue to just kind of educate through sound. I think Portland as a city, the music scene is very unique here, and it has a lot of young people doing it.
Yeah.
A lot of young people are finding success, right? Very, very quickly. And they're finding it because they're just doing the same thing as each other. And um, I think for a moment like that, to be in a space like that at Rome and to be able to do an entire set that's different, it like my hope was that it inspired these younger DJs
Yeah.
and they listen to it and be like, he made it that far by doing this entire track. No John Summit, no Odd Mob, no,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? None of that was in. And I used to play those. I used to play those at Luna Bar and all them, you know? And like, but it like when I get into conversations with my DJ friends, I tell them like it's important to kind of like tap into yourself, right?
Hmm.
Are you playing what you love, or are you playing what the audience would want to hear,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Like it is a battle because I went through that battle, right? And it takes a lot of courage to kind of like step into your authentic self
Yeah.
musically as an artist, right? Because we are artists, we are, and I think the when you're finding success in your 20s, right? Um, in this local scene, the art aspect is gone, right? It's like, oh, I'm in the lineup for this person, and you got to do music that's like that, right? So it's like the and they're kind of grounded and put into the churning of the consumerism capitalist machine,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Hmm.
And talk to them, and they just like they definitely want to do different. They just don't feel like they have permission to do it,
Yeah.
right? Or if they do something different, will they lose what they've gained, right? And those are all legit fears, right? But I don't think so. Maybe it's our job as DJs or producers to show the bigger venues something different.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else is out there?
I think it is.
What
Big
else is out
time.
there?
Big time.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's important to you to educate the audience. Is that, and it is, it really is that your goal or message as an artist?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I started to, la a year ago when I started this, um, it kind of unlocked a lot of things in me, like realizing that like what house music was and how I've been listening to it. Like most of us through our childhood been listening to house music without even realizing it, you know? And dance music, which is an extension of it, EDM, all these things are extensions, and it all started in a warehouse in Chicago,
Yep.
and like the history, America's so good at just
Brushing over
like
all that.
putting history, brushing everything
Yeah.
history, especially if it's black created.
Mm-hmm.
Like none of this would exist without black people.
Mm-hmm.
And that knowing that reality, I don't want to be preachy at all. I think it's important to educate through sound, right? Like I've always said, like modern house music, the soul of house has been sucked out of it, right?
Yeah.
And we cannot have change without having the very hard conversation of how race plays into it because it absolutely 100% does. It absolutely does. I mean, we can have all types of conversations about the industry, how it's male dominated, but it's also white male dominated. We can have how there's not a lot of women when there are women, they're mostly white women that are saying this, right? But there are black women DJs that are still fighting for a place.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Race plays an integral part of this conversation and change, right?
Absolutely.
And that's going to be a hard conversation, right? A lot of people are not ready for, and like right now for me, I can't have that conversation openly. What I will do is like put it through music and
Yeah.
sound, right? Because people are just begging for something different.
Hmm.
And what is missing is funk,
Yeah.
disco,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
You
Are you gonna go disco house?
hip hop.
Disco
You know
Yeah.
what I
house.
mean? Like the like original house sets were just these DJs putting a bunch of vinyl together,
Yeah.
different genres together in a streaming,
Hmm.
thing and mixing it together, and that those genres were hip hop, funk, disco. Like these things were incorporated in house to keep people dancing. And, just understanding the history of how that sound came to be is because producers were creating that to make it easier to mix in and out of.
Hmm.
So that was very intentional. That sound that everybody does with their mouth, that's intentional.
Yeah.
you know most people don't know or know that history, right? And it's like all that becomes lost. And when it's spread out, um now it feels like house music is just open format with a house beat.
Yeah.
you know like it's like it's the kind of this easy way out of doing things, of remixing tracks that are familiar, because familiar is safe and familiar is monetized
Yeah.
easily.
And as the culture,
You know,
as the whole music landscape is shifting more towards electronic dance music in general, that's
yeah,
why I think things are getting more more corporate and
Mainstream.
mainstream and cookie cutter.
Hmm.
yeah,
It's because they're doing it
Less
for
soul.
less soul, for
yeah,
mass consumption without education, which is,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
But
yeah,
there is also a ton of artists out there that are fighting back and that are creating new sound. And as everything progresses, the
yeah,
cream rises to the top, and real passion and art does have a place and will be spread.
yeah, yeah. I'm seeing a lot of other artists like challenge certain norms that have been, created. One of which is, do you have to produce music to become a touring DJ? Right?
Yeah.
I'm seeing more challenge that, right? Why does that have to be a thing to gain a following? I
Yeah.
haven't produced a single track and I've gained a huge, pretty big following,
Yeah.
right? And a lot of that came from me just being out and about and being engaged with the community, creating community events and things like that, right? So do I have to produce music in order to reach another level? I've reached this level and I haven't produced a single track, but we got other artists who are producing all the time, right?
Yeah.
And there's no knock on that, because if you want to make music, please make music. We need more music, right?
Always.
Um, but I don't, we want this distinction of, are you going to make music because you want to and love it,
Yeah.
right? Or are you doing it because this is the road to gaining
Hmm.
notoriety, right?
Yeah.
It's one of those things where we individually have to do that deep dive, because I think both of these things can coexist. You can make music that you love and still make it as a touring DJ, or you can grind really hard and gain your following without putting out a single track, right?
Yeah.
And just be incredible at mixing
Yeah.
and create that journey for people, right?
Yeah.
So
It's
I think both of these things can coexist.
Hmm.
absolutely, absolutely.
Do you have any projects or other upcoming shows that you have in the works?
My last one for the year is at Sonder
Oh,
listening
okay.
bar. It says December 12th.
Is it the back
Yeah,
to back
like
to back?
yeah, that's
Okay.
gonna be my last one for the year. Um, and I'm just like taking the rest of the year off and
Yeah.
some more time off, and just
Yeah, that'll
like
be nice.
you
Yeah.
know, just like yeah. It's important to just kind of like, but that's a hard stop. I literally let people know like December 12th is gonna be my last one for this year,
Hmm.
and I'm just like
Yeah, that's
It's
smart.
good to like take a break, and then like it's also winter time too. You know, going into January, February, things are just gonna slow down.
Yeah, in
So it's giving
general.
me like time to just kind of like regroup, reset, and just like focus on like different things for 2026. So
Yeah, we're
it's
gonna
like
take a little break in January,
Yeah. Well, my birthday.
but before that, we'll have like a 2 week break before
Awesome. Good, because I
that.
need to rest. Um, awesome. Is there anything? So, is there anything else you'd like to tell fans about what to expect from you when they see you live?
um expect more originality. But ironically, I am starting next year going to be producing music.
Awesome.
Um,
Nice. That'll be
so
cool.
I
Can't
am going to
wait.
be working with yeah. But I have put a lot of thought into it, and like if it really something that I want, but like the more I thought about it, it is, and I do have like music that I want to
Yeah.
Well,
create.
So, for your socials, let's go ahead and get those dropped.
where can people find you?
Oh, I am on Instagram, DJ underscore blurred, Blerd.
Great talking to you, man. And we're really looking forward to hearing you play on Thursday.
Yeah, excited to
Yeah,
see you at your
yeah,
next show. And then actually, I think we're looking at going out to the Sonder show back to back to back on
Yeah.
December 12th already.
yeah.
So we might be able to see you
Come
then
through
too.
because it's also a birthday celebration. The
Yeah.
DJ, Mr. Clean, is
Oh,
like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah, it's his birthday. So,
Nice.
um, there's probably already going to be people there because it's Sonder, but like we're just taking over the decks. All four of us are doing it back to back. Like we're not planning it, but we all have the same vibe.
Hmm.
So we're just
That's going to be
gonna
fun.
curate the night,
Yeah.
and Mr. Clean's gonna have like time to like do his birthday set.
So
That's
So,
awesome.
cool.
but
Yeah.
yeah, so not essentially any set times. We're just like, hey,
Let's go.
hop on,
Yeah.
jump in. So yeah, it should be a vibe.
Dope.
Should be a vibe.
Yeah.
Kind
And
of
I've always
reminds
wanted
me
to
of
play it there, so I'm pretty excited.
Well, thank you for being on the podcast, and we will see you on
Well, thank
Thursday.
you for having me. Appreciate you.